of protection for different ones to say what they need to say. Because if you express that online, it impacts you differently than if you had to say that in person. And she just gets up on the table and walks out. Girl, this boy has so-and-so and so-and-so.
Yeah.
I had to walk out the room and y'all get to laugh and emoji. Man, come on.
You just have to decide
online.
what you know, because and I think when people bring up personal and intimate things right off the rip, it should be okay if you walk away. That's your right to walk away, because you have to decide what you want to be bothered with, what you're going to deal with.
It's also selfish because you're leaving somebody behind who's having to deal with your immediate rejection for your own self-preservation. So I get what you're saying, but prior to that moment, you was all about everything good for that other person.
I get it. So what? I still think how I think. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. You're listening to The Drip.
It's The Drip.
Create eye-catching designs that will make your apparel top of the line. The possibilities are endless with ski tees and apparel.
No order too large or small. One item or hundreds. No problemo.
With quick turnaround times, no setup charges or hidden fees, and rush services to fit your needs.
Customize your look today by calling 440-462-9401. Again, that's 440-462-9401. Ski Tees and Apparel at skiteesapparel.com.
What's up, y'all? Your boy, I'm back again.
Hey, it's your girl Nick, and you're listening to the new single of Montreal Derrick, Through It All. Available on all digital platforms. Go and download your copy today.
You're listening to The Drip Podcast with Nick and Mars. Keep it locked.
So we're back with The Drip, and as always, I'm waiting on O to get back. We're waiting.
Hey, I'm here.
So we were talking about online dating.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, I'm always eating grapes. Online dating. I have a question. We're not talking about online dating anymore. We're going to get off of that.
All right.
I want to know, how soon when you're dating should you have sex? Is it okay to have sex?
I can't participate in that conversation.
Why?
Because I don't do it.
You're not a virgin.
I want to.
You're not a virgin.
Yeah.
You've dated before. You've had sex with women before.
What?
So let's talk about it.
Let's answer that question one more time.
How long when you're dating should you have sex?
Okay. Let's get out of the
And let's get out.
Let's get out of the church.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now,
I hate when we say that.
get
Let's
out
get
my
out of the
skin.
church.
No.
I hate when we say that.
I know.
But let's look at a different lens.
Okay.
I can't
Look
see
through
that.
a different lens.
It's dark in there.
Because it can happen on the first date.
Yes,
It can.
It can happen on the first date.
Yeah.
And
No,
you still
that
cool.
ain't no
I didn't
can.
see
It has
it's happened on the first date, and I didn't see matter of fact, I know somebody 3 dates in it happened, and they've been married 15 years.
It was that good. She had
15
that
years.
power.
It's his whole intent is when he met her, he said, man, this is her. Like, I wasn't going nowhere. Even after that, most guys hit it and quit it, and they go about their business. That's the goal.
But that's like one out of
Exactly.
100.
So it's like the conversation. It ain't gonna go nowhere because we don't have that. We're not bent that way. For one, y'all are married. Two, I mean, the objective part of the reason I said earlier that I was afraid, if you will, to talk to women now is because before I had an agenda, my goal was to get you in the bed.
Yeah.
And that didn't necessarily have to be the literal bed. I was getting wherever we could get it in. So now that my view has changed, that's not important to me now. What's important to me now is solidarity, wholeness. How can I add value without that? To me, that was my value then. Now my value is at a different level. So if I can't speak life into you, then I can't give you any other kind of seed, because all I got is the word.
Yeah.
And if I can't give you my word on a level that's going to feed you beyond the moment, then what's the point? Because
Yeah.
I can't sex everybody,
No, you can't.
and everybody don't want it.
So, Tasha said sex is for the marriage bed, and I understand that. And as believers, that is how we operate, and we should operate. But there are people in the world who don't believe that. So we're talking
True.
about the people in the world who are having relationships, who are having sex outside of marriage. How do men view women, coming from you guys and your past experience? We're dating, we have sex on the first date. We're not talking about the one out of 100
got you.
who they stay together. How do men view women who give it up
Now here,
quick?
now I used to get.
I've always wanted to know.
No, I used to get. The guys used to be like, "Oh, Dre, you." Okay, this is my view on it. I can have sex with your mom, your cousin, your best friend, your sister, her friend, and I'm the man. I'm the man. But a female can do that same thing. She can speak with Bob, my brother, my cousin, and his uncle. And
she's a hoe.
I never looked at it like that. I always look, women like sex just as much as men do. So I never judged them on it like, oh, she a hoe. I never did that. It's just, she had the same feeling. She just wanted for that. And that was it.
Women feel the same way. I think sometimes that men feel, when a woman gives it up too quick, she's loose. She ain't the one. She's just good to, smash and keep going. But when I was dating, one particular guy approached me, very well known, very popular in the city. But my thing to him was, I don't want a man who slept with everybody in the city. I just don't. He was, although he had everything going for him, he was attractive. That's not what I wanted. I didn't want to be walking with you and somebody said, oh yeah, we had sex. That was not attractive to me. So do men think the same way?
Sometimes they can, but at the same time, for me, when I dealt with a woman, if it was a relatively fast situation where we had sex, I looked at it more of the quality of the woman require a certain quality of man to get that far. So if she did sleep with me early on, so to speak, I didn't think less of her because I thought she was doing that with everybody else. That was never my thought. I thought that the caliber of the woman was, if she didn't sleep with you, it's because you didn't have the caliber that was quality for her to sleep with as fast as she slept with me. You had to do a lot more, whatever that was. If it was, you had to go as far as to marry her to get it, then that was how she looked at you. But I didn't have to go that far. So I looked at kind of gave her some weird kind of credit, if you will. Or the
that's
caliber
weird.
Of,
yeah.
But
I get
weird.
it.
But at the same time, it was like I just didn't mess with girls that were considered to be an easy stroke. And if they were a quote unquote easy stroke, it wasn't because they were easy stroke with everybody else. It was easy stroke because it was me.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I'm on. I can pound him on that.
Okay.
Do something. Bam.
Okay.
So it wasn't a disrespect to her or to anybody else, or to make her ever feel like she was this loose woman running around doing the most.
But
that
you
there were
said she was
some.
an easy stroke because of you.
For example, if Denzel Washington walks in the room, every man in there knows, I don't care how long you've been married to your wife, if the circumstances were just that right, his girl is gone for that moment. If Denzel wanted to do that, and she was that kind of woman where she didn't necessarily have the I have this respect for myself. I have a relationship with God. That whole piece there. There's a lot of women that their relationships that say, "Hey, listen, if we ever meet so and so and so and so, do I get a pass?" Because there's people who feel like if they meet a Halle Berry, he knows, baby.
A pass for what?
Hey, that's not my relationship. I'm telling you what I've heard.
To get an autograph and keep moving.
Hey,
a pass.
So are you saying that because of Halle Berry? But if it was Idris Elba,
he does not do it for me.
Well, Charlie Wilson, whoever
who is that
Charlie
fine
Wilson,
man?
really? No, he's my dad. He's my dad.
Wrinkled and big old sagging.
It's wait a minute.
It's somebody that is
somebody.
To
I
you.
don't care what. It's somebody that you look and say, "Woo!"
Like we were talking about the gentleman that you used to work with, KeyBank, right? This guy was just so attractive. You said in front of us, like this man.
No, he doesn't work for KeyBank. He was one of our clients.
Yeah,
see how you corrected me on that? Yeah, exactly.
You remember him?
My point exactly.
Yeah, right.
Right.
But you know what? I'm not. I find many men attractive, but I'm just not. I'm just different. I'm built different. Now, you know who? Vin Diesel used to do it for me.
Okay, that go.
Vin Diesel used to do it for me. Like if he ever but see, I was single.
No.
If he ever walked into a room,
look,
same thing though.
Hey,
same thing. So I used a married couple, and I used Denzel Washington just because he has always been that guy.
Now he'd get mad at me for looking because I would really look.
No,
we were out one day.
Yeah, somebody. Hey, listen.
We
the Bible says if you look upon,
I understand that, but I looked upon and I lost myself.
Yeah, listen, and she said,
myself back here.
She said, "Woo."
He came into the restaurant, and I was like,
he worked there. He was a worker.
Yeah.
He worked, and she said, "I'm right here. I'm
sitting right next to me.
She's sitting in the middle. I'm sitting on her left.
Right.
Sheena's on her right." And he walks in. She said, "Woo!" Like, lean over to Sheena.
Before I even knew it.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't say nothing. I waited
in the flesh.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
He was gorgeous.
Yeah, so
like beautiful.
I didn't say nothing, so I waited and leaned over. I said, "So you just gonna sit there and woo at this dude right here while I'm sitting there, man?"
And I'm like, "I'm sorry, but did you see him?"
You asking a dude?
Right.
Did you just see that?
Look, he's seen some gorgeous men. He be like, "No homo." Okay, but that doesn't happen often. But you know, it is what it is. So
that's right. The Rock too. He's
said
another.
The Rock, absolutely, honey.
See,
I just saw the new movie trailer with him. What was it called?
Panties Gone.
Right, that's the name of the movie.
My panties ain't gone, but he's good to look at. We're gonna keep the panties on, ladies. He's good to look at, though. But yeah, you know.
But and again, you're the one who says, "Hey, I can look and not do anything." But there are a lot of women who are married and or single or in a relationship that when this one man or a certain type of man walks in, man with power. Look at Stevie Harvey said it, I think, a few times where. When you have money, you have power, it opens doors that weren't open before.
You know what? But I think that, you know, I don't understand women who are married who would lose their quote unquote panties for another man when they're married, because I don't lust after anyone but my husband. I can honestly say
lusting is a little bit.
I'm not attracted to the point where I would even think. I don't even think that.
Unless they work at a restaurant and. Yeah.
All right. Well, remember that movie Indecent Proposal?
I was about to bring that up. Yeah. I asked that question. We laughed at it. We laughed at it. I asked that question. I said, "Listen, 50 million.
50 million?
One night."
He asked me that.
And she said,
"You better get in there and do what you need to do, baby." Listen, 50 million? Yeah, we'll work our relationship.
But at that point, there's no price that's too big.
Well, you know, that was in the beginning of our relationship.
So now, right now,
I wish you would.
Serena came and said, "Man, I think your husband's very attractive. I'll give you $75 million just for one night with him."
Well, you wouldn't sleep with Serena.
We went to $75 million.
So she wouldn't be ugly anymore, huh?
Hey,
Nah.
that cover.
Yeah, my brother
that
said
cover.
it don't have no face, so let's get it on.
75
No,
million?
that ain't true.
That
It's some. Hey,
because if Precious said that same thing,